No matter how much experience you have as a gardener, there are certain things you really need for the most productive vegetable and herb garden. And the first one is full sun. So how much is full sun? Well, ideally about 8 hours a day. But what if you don't have 8 hours a day? Can you get by with less? Well, the answer to that is yes, but your plants may not be quite as productive. But actually there are some plants that can tolerate a little bit of shade, such as leaf crops like lettuce and spinach. And that's what we're going to do here in Bob's garden, my neighbor. He's got 6 beds. They're almost all in full sun, but even in midday, part of this bed has a little bit of shade still on it. So what can you do? Well, you can plant the leaf crops, but you can also look around at the trees. Maybe you can limb some up and allow more sunlight to the surface, or maybe even it's time to take 1 or 2 down and you just couldn't decide. Well, maybe now's the time to do that. But for those plants that really need a lot of sun, like tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers and squash, well, find the sunniest spot in your garden for those. Then it's time to focus on the soil. Now the soil is just really a makeup of lots of organic ingredients such as compost and ground up bark and maybe some shredded leaves, and Bob's even adding some composted manure here, and that's a great ingredient for great soil. But by doing that, you create a nice environment for the roots to grow down and out, and that allows the plants to grow up big and strong. Then you need to decide how big to make the garden. In this case, Bob has 6 raised beds for his family of 4. And that's actually perfect because all of these plants are going to take off and produce all the food they're going to need all summer long. But he could make it bigger because he has more room, but there's no need to bite off more than you can chew. You can always come back and add more later. But if you do full sun, focus on your soil, and create a garden that's just the right size, well, that's the perfect formula for not only a healthy, but a very productive garden too.